What is your reason, and like what makes you content with making music?
Shoot, I don't think I've ever told this on any other or in anything, but
Yeah.
my grandfather, he had a dream, and he did it in a time where it was just vinyls,
Yeah.
and I still have them, and I have what he wrote, and my mom, same thing, right? So she didn't get the chance to because of life, me, and
So you're carrying out their dreams, kind of thing.
yeah, it's I want to be their legacy.
Yeah.
I want to be when I get to the gates of heaven. I want to look at my grandpa, and he knows that I did it.
Yeah.
You know.
Javi!
Hey, what up, man? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Stoked you're
Long
here,
time
man.
coming, man.
I know,
So to start you off, let's just talk about what you want for your haircut, bro.
Yeah. I think maybe like a low fade,
Mm-hmm.
low taper. What is the difference?
So low fade is like where it comes all the way around. It looks like you have a fade right now. Like
Okay.
what I'm looking at, it looks like it's a fade. It looks like it's dropping too. Like when I look at the back right here. Do you want to keep the bulk like all on the sides?
Let's just go maybe like, what is it? Maybe what would here be the fade?
Okay.
Or like right here?
Okay. Like start right there?
Yeah, maybe skin till there.
Okay, I got you.
And then I think I like to keep, what are these called, hooks, right?
You want the C cup?
Yeah, is that what it is right
Yeah,
now?
yeah,
How it
yeah.
is? I think because I usually skin it and then
Keep the C cups?
yeah, and then keep it
I got you.
yeah.
Square right there on the sides,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
the lineup. I got you.
Yeah. In Hawaii.
In Hawaii.
brother.
So do you want to just introduce yourself? Just tell them what you do,
Yeah.
who you are.
My name is James, aka Jay from Wavvy, and I'm an artist out here in Hawaii. I make music, I perform, I write, sing, produce a little bit, and yeah.
I'm just gonna start off with like how you got into music in the first place, because when I first like found out about you, it was the song Nights, and I know the style's still kind of there, but it for sure changed a lot from like Nights to what you're, the music you're making now.
Yeah. Shoot, I got into music. It's my family, my mom was really into music, so
Okay.
I was always kind of around it as a kid. My mom actually wanted to be a country singer, and so she always had that dream. But being that she also had the same dream as I did, it was very easy for her to support me, which was awesome. I know for a fact that it's hard in this game. There's a lot of long nights, sleepless nights.
It's a lot of risk.
Yeah,
It's a lot of risk.
a lot of time away from home. So it's nice to know that the ones closest to you support you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was always kind of around it, and yeah, that song "Nights" that was earlier stages of doing more R&B, and which is still kind of what I do now, but I just kind of style it with reggae music,
Yeah.
because it's just it's what I grew up listening to, and it's what Hawaii loves, reggae.
But the thing is, so with you, like with your music, I know it's like the Hawaiian style is like reggae, but the thing with yours is it's like it has a different feel to it. It's not exactly reggae. Like if you listen to Tonight's, for example, like it has that reggae feel to it, but it's still like, I don't know, it feels like a little hip hoppy, like poppy, like like it's not completely Hawaiian reggae.
I try to be true, like I try to make music also like what I like. And I know I grew up in the island, so I grew up a lot around reggae, Hawaiian, Hawaiian music even. I went to all Hawaiian school. So my style of music that I was into here, like locality wise, because of my demographic, was always reggae. But what I like listening to was like Drake, Chris Brown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that
Like the mainstream stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
R&B and stuff. And that's kind of where me and my brother, we draw a lot of influence from, is that R&B style. The what would you call that? More more rap singing too is kind of what we started off on. But then we always could sing, you know, but we always just loved like the lifestyle, I think, of what it was really.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different lifestyle. It's not like surf shorts and slippers, you know. The lifestyle of rap and R&B is more streetwear, smooth clothes.
It's a fashion
dunks.
at the same time. Yeah, it's not just music. It's, you know, what you're wearing.
Exactly. Identity.
Exactly, your identity. Okay. So you said you have a brother too?
Well, the one I make music with, yeah.
Oh, okay.
My brother.
Okay, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
What's his name?
His name is Kala'i.
How do you say it?
Kala'i.
Kala'i, okay.
Yeah, he and I went to school together.
High school or like elementary?
Middle school.
Okay.
Because that's when I got accepted into Kamehameha schools on Big Island. But he was already there. He's from kindergarten. He got in, he's a lifer is what we call it.
Okay.
But yeah, we went to school together and then started making music later on.
So let's just talk about school real quick. I know, you know, we're gonna get to like the music and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But school, I feel like is a little different from like where I'm from, Cali.
Mm-hmm.
What did you mean by like get accepted? Because in Cali, you can pretty much just go to whatever school as long as your house was near it.
Yeah. Well, history lesson.
I want to hear it.
In 1893, the Kingdom of Hawaii was overthrown, and I was just joking. But yes, I'm not joking. But basically, Hawaiians, we had lost a lot of our rights, a lot of our things, and our culture, our language. And so, what one of the princesses back in the day she dedicated and bequeathed all of her assets and opened the school, as we know, is called Kamehameha Schools Hawaii, which is dedicated only to Hawaiian descendants. So you have to be Hawaiian to get into the school by blood quantum.
So you weren't even born and raised here in Oahu.
Funny story, I wasn't even born in Hawaii.
Oh, you weren't? Okay.
No,
Where were you born?
I was actually born in California.
You were?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Where were you, like, where in Cali?
Ventura. I left when I was like first grade.
First grade?
Yeah, at the end of first grade, sorry.
And you came straight to the Big Island from there?
I actually moved to Oahu.
Okay.
And I went to Mililani Mauka for 2 years, which was second and third grade. And then fourth grade, I moved to Big Island. And fourth through sixth grade, I went to highly Christian. And then after that, I went to Kamehameha schools.
When you met Kalai, was that something you were already trying to do with music? Like you guys both knew you guys wanted to make music?
No, brother, we were in college.
Oh, okay, it wasn't until college.
Yeah, so we had, I went to UH Manoa and he was in UNLV and he actually started doing a little music in Vegas. And and he hit me up and we kind of reconnected. We kind of like lost touch a little bit after.
I did notice that, man. So like when I first started listening to you, you guys were like, you know, making music together, posting videos together on Instagram, and then I noticed like, what happened? Like the music kind of stopped for a little.
Yeah. So what's funny is a lot of people don't know is I went to school here and he went to school in Vegas. So we were doing songs like over FaceTime.
Yeah.
So he would bounce the songs out to me and then like his vocals.
Right.
And then I would mix them into the track. And then same thing, I would bounce stems back out to him.
Yeah.
And then he would bounce it back to me. And that's how we did it. We weren't doing it in person. We were just doing it over FaceTime.
So what was your guys' first song? When you guys were, you know, bouncing it
Elevated.
around? Elevated?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an R&B track we had did.
Is that something that is like out there, or is that just like a mess around song?
It
like
came down. There's a little too
like
much
only the real ones
profanity.
know? Okay. It's something like only the real ones know. Like
yeah, you know what's funny is me and we talk about this all the time because identity is like it's a big word when you really think about it. Your identity, you know, it's being true to yourself and loving and embracing everything about yourself is what draws out the best version of yourself. So trying to be, you know how rap and R&B, they have like these connotations of big chains and this energy of like maybe a little bit has a negative connotation to it, right?
Yeah, it's like painting a picture of status, pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we had to look at ourselves in the mirror straight up and just be like, dude,
like who do we want to be?
And yeah, and who are we? You know? And I'm not saying it was overnight, you know, but it took doing those songs, putting ourselves out there, putting ourselves in vulnerable places where, you know, I'd be like, oh yeah, I just did a song, you know, and I showed it to my mom and she'd be like, like what is wrong with you?
She can respect you making the music, but it's like what you're saying.
Yeah,
she's like, I don't.
Yeah, you know, and I, you know, and that's true, right? Because it's like she knows truthfully who I am, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like
yeah.
And it took a little while of trial and error, but I knew what I liked, right? And I liked profanity a little bit, you know, here and there, you know, but not like
that's all that's being talked about.
That's just not how I grew up. That's just not, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not like a gangster. I'm not like, I don't have that. I'm not trying to put on a hard facade. I'm just me, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what I felt like I was trying to portray.
And I feel like that's where a lot of people get lost.
Yes.
Just not even with music, but just in general. Like they want to be someone they're not. And that's what makes it harder when you get into whatever you're doing and then you have to be that person you painted, basically.
Yeah.
Like you can't be yourself anymore.
No, yeah.
And I feel like that's where a lot of, honestly, celebrities get lost.
Yeah, well, you know what it is it's the cameras, you know, it's you feel empowered in those moments that most people would look at you, like your loved ones would be like, dang, brother, that ain't a good look.
Yeah.
Or that ain't it. But other people that be out at the clubs and be out at these shows and be like, oh, dude, I love it. I love the way you talk about disrespecting women and be degrading. Like, but then it's like, no, that's not me. You know what I mean? And so it was just a little bit of and I feel like that happens to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's just finding yourself and finding how to write styles, you know, kicking out the kinks.
What was your first proud song then? You said, you know, the first song you dropped, you know, you didn't even feel comfortable like showing your mom. So it was like the first song you dropped to where you were actually like, I could show my folks this and I actually like it.
I'd say Keep Me in Mind.
Keep Me in Mind?
Yeah, Keep Me in Mind was actually a real pivotal point in my career as well.
When was that one dropped?
That was
what year?
That was the beginning of 2025.
2025. So when did you get started? When was like the first?
So Kalei and I, we've been making music since 2021, and until about 2025 January, we had 2024 we had took a little bit of a hiatus because life was lifing, and so we were like, you know, it's either now or never.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how we came up with the idea of Sink or Swim, but it was like, bro, we're not getting any younger, and if we're gonna do this, we gotta just do it and give it everything we got.
Yeah.
And if we don't make it, we don't make it, but at least we can say we tried.
You tried, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, I don't know. I think that was kind of like the moment where it was like let's do it, bro. Mm-hmm. You know, like it was it. And so we just worked. We did things out of the box. We dedicated time. We dedicated all those nights and all those hours, and then.
So with these hours you're talking about, do you have another job?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, yes. So you're not just making music right now.
No.
You're on the grind right now. Like because you're at that point right now where you're like, your name is getting out, where it's out there now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I still got to pay the bills. Like, yeah. So what are you doing right now?
My day job
other than, you know, making music.
I'm a senior accountant at a Hawaiian dredging construction company out here.
Okay.
And I'm working on like it's a joint venture project on base, which is like it's a pretty big project, to be honest. It's actually the biggest project Hawaii's seen. It's like $3.2 billion.
Mm-hmm. So what's a regular day look like? I know an accountant's, you know, dealing with numbers and all that.
Yeah. But. So a regular day looks like for me is wake up, usually go have some time with my girlfriend and my dog, and just, you know, start the day right. And
when do you usually start your day?
Probably around like 7.
7, okay.
Yeah, and then I'll get going, get to work about 8, and then I'll get out of there about like 4, and then usually straight to the studio or straight to something. Recently, I've kind of been in the gym because I'm not gonna lie, 2025 I got a little comfortable. But
hey, that happens, man.
yeah, so either gym and something, and then studio. Either I'm shooting, I'm recording, I'm working with the boys. But yeah, to touch back in 2025, that was a big push for us too. As we started the band, as we added more players to Wavvy. It wasn't just Kalai and I.
Mm-hmm.
We built a team, and that's huge. Is you can do so much.
If you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to like have something,
Yes.
like you do it together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that is what that was what kind of like put the train in motion.
Yeah.
It was expanding, getting management, getting boys that are committed to the same journey, same dream.
Yeah.
And so it's like for me right now, it's like Mondays is usually I usually take the day for family.
Yeah.
Tuesdays is I'm in the studio recording. Wednesdays I'm working on music. Thursdays is usually content day, and then Saturday is usually shows.
Yeah, you have your days set like
Yep.
to a T, like,
Yep.
and it has to be that way, right? You just went on tour, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you manage doing that? Like, is your
Dude.
work aware? Is your work aware of what you do, or?
So that's the thing, right? Is it's funny because like I tried to keep it a little bit of a secret, kind of, right? Because
Yeah.
it's funny because you're committed and you're dedicated, right, to your job, but then you're also dedicated to your music in the second life, in the second career, right?
Yeah.
But you can't let your job know that you're not dedicated
To the job, yeah.
exactly.
Because then they won't take you serious.
But then when things got bigger and everything, it's a lot harder to hide things.
Yeah.
Right. When my bosses and my managers, they be scrolling on Instagram. And
Yeah, it's like you're gonna
Okay.
pop up. You're gonna pop up
Exactly.
for sure. Yeah.
So it's gone to, and this is what life is about. It's about communication. So it's about like me being very on top of my schedule and understanding it, and
Yeah.
understanding what is abuse, right?
Yeah.
What is too much for even music, and then even with work. But it's just balance, because sometimes I can get caught up in the music life, right? And I'm not at home at all, or I can get caught up at work.
Vice versa. Yeah.
And I'm not in here.
You get caught up with one thing, and then everything else just like
Yeah.
is out the picture.
Yeah.
I get what you mean.
So it's just balance and communication. Balance, communication, and team.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna call this video.
That's a good one. Balance, communication, and team. And also your upbringing, bro. Like working a day-to-day job and then making music and then going on tours, like that's crazy to me. What's one artist you would want from Hawaii? And then what's another artist you'd want, like, just, because you said you listen to all kinds of different things.
Shoot, I'm gonna be honest, like I always shoot for the stars. And if we're gonna be real here,
Let me hear it.
we both know who it is. It's
Is it Drake?
Bruno Mars.
Oh, Bruno Mars.
And he's
okay.
from you. You
Okay.
said from
yeah,
you.
Yeah.
But then the second question,
And I
the
feel like
second
his-
answer to your question, because I already know what your question is
Yeah.
yes, Drake.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like with Bruno Mars, I feel like that's more fitting for like your style of music. Like
Dude.
he's pretty versatile. Like he can pretty much drop anything. And
God did his thing,
Yeah.
bro, with that one. I'm not even gonna lie.
yeah,
He just, the pen, just the work, the ethic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just the time, it's insane. The artistry, it's amazing. So I would love to work with him in any aspect, honestly,
yeah.
any shape or form.
Who's the biggest person you've worked with so far? Would it be Common Kings with the tour, or?
Well, it's hard when you say like work, right? Like, cause
Okay, so I mean like
I've performed with them.
exactly, yeah.
And and we have a little relationship, but I wouldn't say like
To where you could just reach out to me, hey, you want to be on a song?
and yeah, like
Yeah.
I would love, but I would say the biggest artist is Probably Roman from Kolohekai.
Okay.
Such a hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Man, Kolohe Kai, that was something I listened to like when I was in high school. This is like years ago.
Yeah, we had the blessing and pleasure to he brought us out to Sacramento in
I seen that.
yeah.
It was in Roseville, right?
It was
somewhere.
in,
Oh no, it was in Lincoln.
Yes.
Okay.
It was
yeah,
at the venue.
yeah.
And yeah, dude, it was so surreal. It was crazy because when I was 15, I went to like, my mom had bought me for my birthday, like
Kolohe Kai tickets.
yes, VIP front stage, you know, like
Yeah.
dude, and it
Did you tell
blew
him?
my mind. Yes, I got the opportunity to tell him.
Yeah.
And it blew my mind, you know, and then it's like a full circle moment to be sharing a stage with someone just so talented, so humble, you know.
Yeah.
So God is great. God is good, man.
When it comes to style, who do you guys like base it off of?
Drew, he owns a streetwear company called Sweet Enemy Clothing, and he actually was kind of me personally. He was my first into streetwear, especially in Hawaii. Look, I ain't keep it a buck with everybody. Ain't really that much streetwear, especially when you come from Big Island.
Yeah.
Like it's a little different. The mall in Prince Kuhio, I think I had like a Champs, a Payless, and maybe like a American Eagle. We didn't have like PacSun. We didn't have. Oh no, sorry, we did get a PacSun later, but there wasn't much like in terms of streetwear. So when I came over here, it was like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
And so, but I stumbled upon my brother Drew at Sweet Enemy, and bro, he just had fire, and it was just like the connection and building the relationship with him that like taught me more about streetwear, to be honest with you. Like Drew, he was just like a great mentor. He helped us with a lot with music, but a funny thing is that we really don't talk about is he actually mentored a lot in style.
Yeah.
He's a really great style, and he has really great style, and he actually is now helping us out with our merch. So it's kind of like how we talked about earlier, you know, like building a team, you know, like mentorship. It's way bigger than just
the music.
yes.
Yeah.
It's learning in all aspects. You never stop learning. Wisdom is the key, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just don't know things, and so being able to have those connections and those relationships with people who are so fire in their art and creative, it's so awesome to be able to work with them and blend,
Yeah.
you know, stuff together.
So just like based off of style, who do you like? Just, you know, who do you think has the most style out of the band?
Frick.
You got to be honest too, man. You can't say yourself.
I know. Dang, and I really don't even want to butter him up like that.
Yeah.
Dang. I'm gonna have to go with Kalai.
Kaloi?
Yeah, he got drip, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he got style.
Is that something he's always had?
Yeah, he always
Like,
loved
even in,
clothes.
you
Yeah,
know?
he loved clothes and shoes. So
Yeah.
brother, he. Yeah.
How much people do you have in the band right now?
So it's 5 of us.
Okay, 5
And
you
then
guys.
there's additives that when we have to work and do shows and stuff. There's like we have playback engineers and videographers and lighting techs and stuff. But core members is 5. It originally was 4, but yeah, our drummer is Shy. He's from Ko'ua, Big Island as well. And funny thing, he actually went to the same school I did as well. But he's 19. So he.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 28.
Oh, you're 20. Okay,
Yeah.
so
He graduated, I think, in
got a whole decade on him.
2024. So he can't even make it in the green room.
Yeah.
Which is funny. So when we usually travel, we actually don't have alcohol in our room.
Yeah.
Because, which is great. We'd rather have him than alcohol. So.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, but and then recently we picked up our brother Trey.
Yeah.
He was with another band known as Hiawatha. But yeah, we're fortunate enough to have him, and then there's Kalai and I who sing.
What's your role as like, you know, as a member of the band?
Kalai and I, we kind of, so we have strong suits, and my role is kind of understanding music and transcribing it to, I would say, I guess Kalai, because he doesn't really play any instruments and stuff like that. But bro has like the golden ear, so. Yeah, he's just he's a great partner to have.
So where did the name Wavvy come from anyway? Like, why'd you guys call your guys stuff Wavvy?
Honestly, so it was more of like it was kind of just because we used to do that stuff over FaceTime, right? So, and it was kind of like we were going back and forth. Like he had his own artist name, and I had my own artist name, our stage name, and we kind of were doing our own things, but we kept featuring each other. And so we was like, dude, like we should just do something together. And we were like, okay, well, what kind of music do we make, you know? And it was like, shoot, we make like tropical, we make reggae, we make vibes, you know? It's like, shoot, we make wavy music, you know? It's like, it's a wavy thing. And so it was like, just add another beat because there's two of us.
Yeah, I like that.
And so that's kind of where it came from. Ain't no really like crazy story about it, to be honest. People always ask about that, like, oh, bro, how did you guys come up with the name? And it's, I don't know. It just happened.
What would you tell the kids out there, like, when it comes to just starting something and not knowing, like, the end result, you know? Because that's, like, the main thing with what comes with the risk is the end result. You don't know if it's going to work out. You don't know if you're wasting your time. You don't know if you're wasting the money you're putting into all of this, you know? So
trust in yourself. Understand yourself. Be confident in yourself. Be confident in what you think, what you do. Be confident in the way you move, the way you execute opportunities.
Yeah.
Don't let things. Don't wait on anybody. That was oh man, brothers. if I could like the amount of times I've waited on people for the things that I could have either felt like I was annoying, you know what I mean?
So like when you're saying wait, like how do you not wait though? If you're moving with a group of people, like what do you do then? Do you just cut them off or?
No, it's interesting, right? So you have to sometimes get uncomfortable to make sure that things are done, right? Don't let moments slip because of like you feel uncomfortable. Like if there's a will, there's always a way.
Yeah.
So if I could tell the next generation something, if there is an opportunity you want, take it.
Yeah.
Grab it. Don't let anything get in the way of it.
Yeah.
That you can control. Plain and simple. If you can't control it, give it to God.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, so we're coming to the end of this cut, and I just wanted to ask you one more question and just find out, like, what is your reason and, like, what makes you content with making music?
One time I was at a show in Maui, and a guy came up to me, and he was a little about my age, like maybe a year or two younger, but he said, you straight up, bro, that song, Keep Me in Mind, it changed my life. He straight up told me, he's like, dude, I was about to end it all. Wow. And I swear to God, and that was the one, I'm not gonna lie, it's the one time and only time it ever happened, but the impact that gave me, like the chicken skin, the heart, I mean, the way I felt.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, man, you know. That is why I do what I do. That's what makes me content.
So would you say that is like, that became one of your favorite songs because of that moment you had with that person?
Yeah, it was, I feel like it was the day Wavvy opened its eyes.
All right, James, so I'm done cutting you. I'm gonna just show you the cut. Let me know what you think about it.
Sounds good.
Don't be afraid to tell me if you don't like it.
Sure, it's fine.
There you go.
Ooh, my boy. Yee. Oh, that's clean, brother. Looking good. Come on, dog.
Got you, bro.
Hey, actually, I got a little time, bro. Let me show you something.
Yeah.
Would that be kind of a vibe? I was gonna put it on the side, but nah. Fuck it. See, maybe we could feel it life. I could take you down and we gon' see the signs. I could take you down to the west and we gon' see the sky. Stars, when you look, I know I see rise. And baby, you ain't never been a guide. Baby, you ain't never been a mine. Baby, you know I could do you right, yeah. But you know I could do you right, you know I could do you right. Sip, sip, baby, we gon' slide away. Just say the word and we gon' fly away. Wish trip, baby, that's my time of day. Just say the word and we gon' fly away.
I like it, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Hey,
thank you,
bro.
thank you. Thank you for your time. Appreciate
Thank you, brother. Hey,
I like it, bro.
I'll see you back.
I like it, bro. Thank you, man.
Yeah.